So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time frame you may be at the time zone that you may be. So, my name is Alex Michael, and I am a DevOps and cloud engineer. And sometimes some people call us network engineers, but we are not network engineers. We only have knowledge on networking, as networking is part of what we do, but we are not critically network engineers. So that's by the way, though. So we have over here a question from Quora, which says, how do I configure Apache to listen on a port other than 8080, rather other than 80? So the default port for Apache is actually 80. Some time ago we created a website, and not really creating it, but we actually deployed the website, and we use an EC2 and S3 AWS services to make sure this deployment was possible. And then we use Apache. And then if I can share my screen, let me do this. Yeah. So to this particular IP address, we were able to get this site up and running. So what this person is actually trying to ask is this: if you put this port 18, if you click on it, it's still going to give you the same results. It's still going to give you that same site. Why? Because the default port for Apache is 18. So what this person is trying to say is, okay, fine, we don't want 80. Let's just say we want 8080, or we want 8081. Let's just take 8081 for example, and say, okay, I want to run my Apache or my website rather on 8081. You find out that what we will have is an error. Why? Because Apache does not recognize any other port other than 80. So it is very important about that. Most web servers, that's what they do. They have a port which is actually allocated to them. And we have other web servers aside from Apache. We have another which is Nginx, and I use Nginx a lot and I love it. So over here we have an error message, as I have actually said we are going to have. And then it says, can't reach this page. Yes, you can't reach this page. You know why? Because our server does not recognize any port 8081. It does not recognize any port 8081. So what we have to do currently is that we have to make sure that our Apache server is able to recognize this 8081 port. So we'll be answering this question right about now. How do I configure Apache to listen to the port other than 18, rather other than 18? So let me go to my terminal. Some people will be like, oh, I don't like going to this terminal. Yes, you must like this terminal, because without it, you won't be able to work. I'm currently on my Ubuntu terminal, but I don't want to work on Ubuntu. I'm far working on command shell. Well, since I just love the green. I just love the green, though this looks more beautiful, but I don't want to use it. I love green. It looks complex. So let me navigate to my CD desktop. Oh, I'm not doing it rightly. LS, right? Let me see. LS cannot be recognized. Okay, that is because I'm on my command prompt. Sorry, I'm meant to be on my PowerShell. So let me go to PowerShell. Yes, command prompt does not recognize LS. LS is not part of the commands which are recognized by that terminal. So yeah, over here, LS will work because it's a PowerShell. Then let me clear and then go into my desktop, CD desktop. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. CD. Oh, I forgot. I'm on another computer too. I'm using another computer. So I have to pass through this new route since this is a different computer. So I have to go into OneDrive. LS, enter, then CD desktop. Right? Let me clear LS. Okay, fine. So this is what I'm looking for. And this is my key pair over here. Test key pair. This is it. So let me clear this and then SSH into my server. So this is my server, and I'll be using this command to SSH into it. Then let's wait, and yes, we are in. So sudo update, the truth is that it's already updated, so it's not. What does it say? It said command not found. Yeah, it's not found because we didn't add sudo apps update. So this is the correct one, and then we wait for it to update just to make sure that although it didn't actually update anything because everything is already updated. So we talked about our Apache. So remember, the first thing we have to do is to go into our Apache because that is where we'll be doing the main configuration. So in order for us to go into our Apache, we use the command cd etc, right? And then Apache 2. Sounds like a movie. So when we ls, we can see different files, we can see different folders, but what we have interest in is the ports config. So this is ports config, and we have to nano into this, meaning we have to go into it, right? So as you can see over here, the default port is what? Listening to what? Listening to 80. We don't want it listening to 80. We want it listening to 80, 81, or 1000 or 500. Anyone, we just have to change it. We don't want 80. And so in order for us to get to be able to change the configuration over here, we have to actually take root privileges. As you can see, it is what's unwritable. That's why I didn't know this read. So let us go back, Control X, and then we use our sudo privilege, which is sudo nano, and then port config. We are back in, and this time we are able to change the configuration. So let's take it to sudo 8081. You can use 1000, you can use 500, use any number. And if you look at all this can only work when you have your SSL. So maybe in some subsequent videos, I'm going to explain what XSL is, or rather SSL, not XXL. So I'm going to be explaining what SSL is, and then as you can see, SSL actually listens to port 443. It's a default port for SSL, but we'll be looking at all this right now. Some other time we will look at that. So we are concerned about this, having to change our 8080 to 8081, and then Control O, enter Control X, right? Then we are going to start the service or reload the service. So we will use service Apache to restart because we've already started service. So I can go to that things restart, and then authentication. Yes. Do you know why I get into authentication? Because we are not on sudo. If you want to actually, go through this, you don't want to be disturbed about this sudo. You can just actually go as a root user. Always using sudo su, and then you go as a root user. You don't need to always put the sudo. Actually, I'm comfortable using sudo sometimes, using my name or whatever as a user and not taking root privileges. However, maybe we should just go with the root privilege. So we have sudo su, we've taken it as our root privilege. So we can run the same command again and it will work. So service Apache 2. No, it's not meant to be started. So this will start, though it's going to still work, but I prefer, yeah, I prefer restart. Some people can use reload, but I will use restart. So let me clear this, and we find out that if we go here, let's go there. Remember, let's go to our IP address, and then if you click on this same 8081, 8081. Now we are going to actually get an error with this, though it's still loading over here. As you can see, still loading, but we will surely get an error. And the reason why we are going to get an error is because our AWS does not yet recognize port 8081. We only injected it in our Apache server or web server. So we have to go to AWS. So as you can see, it has finished loading, and yet it's still giving us what the same error meaning that AWS also needs to recognize it, not just Apache alone. So we go to AWS, we go to EC2, right? And then we go to security, we have to set the inbound rules, then go to this. So you can see the reason why we have our 80 running. So because it actually recognizes 80, it recognizes 443, which is for SSL. This is HTTPS access. 80 is for HTTP access. And then SSH. All the time we've been SSHing into different into different terminals is because we have SSH being configured, which is to port in port 22. If we remove this particular inbound rule, we will find out that we won't be able to SSH. Maybe we have to depend on passwords, and AWS does not actually allow passwords. It only uses keys. So let me say edit inbound rules, and then let's add a rule, and this will be custom TCP. Yeah. So as you can see, we have 22, we have 443, we have 18. Now we'll be adding 80, 81, right? And then we make sure that anyone and everyone can actually have access to it. Though we can also make it that only my IP address can access it, but for education's sake, and for educational purposes. So let's just use anywhere and then save the rule. So it is saved right now, working fine. As you can see, it's giving us a green, meaning it's a go ahead. So let's load it again, and as you can see, it is now loading from 8081. So it's no longer going to run from 8080. So let me check it from 8080. Oh, it still runs from 8080. Well, that is because it's the default. Okay, it does not even run. Okay, it does not run. It does not run. So it's no longer running at 8080. I haven't tried it. So this is it. We ended up changing our port from 80 to 8080. Sorry, 8081. 8081. So I guess I've been able to answer this question, and do like my videos, encourage me to do more. You know, there are a lot of people really that are looking for this knowledge, and that is why I had to put all this out, so we can actually reach out, you know, to me personally by my by the description link, you know, reach out to me so we can always share ideas, share knowledge. Tech is the in thing now. Tech is wide, from data analytics to business intelligence to development to mobile applications, and even now it has even increased even to giving more room for project managers, scrum managers, you know, agile managers and all that. So it has gone a long way. Tech is the in thing now. It's the new oil. So you can actually find yourself in anywhere in tech, but you can reach out to me if you want to actually know all this. Maybe you are trying something and it's not working. Still reach out to me. I will give you a response. So thank you very much for taking our time, and do have a wonderful, 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 wonderful time. Bye-bye.